Okay, so the last thing that we're going to cover for today is the three basic subsets of every practice. This will apply to most practice areas of the law, and that is that there is going to be a transactional component, a regulatory component, and a litigation component. For example, with intellectual property, which is like patents on inventions and things like that, the transaction would be the licensing agreement you see when you use Microsoft Word or whatever it is. You'll see, you agree to this end user agreement, you check there, and a transaction has just been done. So licensing agreements would be a good example of that. Dealing with the government is, interestingly enough, in intellectual property, they call the people who do not go into a courtroom, they say that work is called prosecution. So if you say, this person's an intellectual property prosecutor, they don't go in the courtroom. They're the opposite of that. What they do is they actually file the patent or trademark or whatever it is with the U.S. government. And so the attorneys who, say in corporate, they have all these laws for securities laws and things like Sarbanes-Oxley and stuff like that. Anytime it's dealing with the government, that's regulatory. And then finally, let's say I came up with an invention for software and I called it Doors. And you just clicked on the door and it took you to each program. Well, Bill Gates might get angry and sue me and say, hey, look, this is exactly the same as Windows. So, well, it's not Bill Gates anymore, but you know what I mean. So when they sue for infringement on a patent, that's the litigation aspect. And this applies to, say, labor and employment. An employment agreement is a transaction. All the signs they put in the lunchroom that tell employees what they need to know, that's an example of regulatory. And if I sue someone and they say I sued them because they were black or because they're left-handed or whatever it is, then litigation results. Let's see, in exemption from this would be, you'll see attorneys who are called commercial litigators. So commercial litigation is its own practice area, and obviously it's only litigation. But for the most part, every other practice area is going to deal with these three subsets. Typically, if someone is doing transactional work, they're very likely to also do regulatory work, or vice versa. However, if someone is doing litigation, they usually are not going to do the front-end regulatory work or transactions. So hope that helps. Talk to you later.